Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Catherine. So I'm sure I seem a little unrecognizable right now because I don't have my glasses on, and that's because my contact lenses finally came in, and I'm so happy because wearing glasses with the mask, it's just a nightmare. They fog up. It's a mess. It's interesting how different people look with or without their glasses. So yeah, just a heads up on that. So I went out today and I had my makeup on and I didn't take it off yet, so I decided to film a video. And the video I'm gonna film today is a review, quote unquote, on the Raven Cycle series and why I was not a fan. I know the Raven Cycle series is a huge favorite in the booktube community, and I know that a lot of people really love the series and the characters and the plot and everything like that. I, however, am in the minority once again, and I do not like the series. And I don't mean to review books that are popular that I don't like that's not the whole purpose of my channel. Like, I don't want it to be like that, or I don't want it to seem like that, but I just finished the Raven Cycle series recently, and I decided that, you know, why not make a review on it as to why I wasn't a huge fan. These are just my thoughts and opinions. No one has to agree with them, just like I didn't agree with other people's thoughts and opinions on the book. But on that, let's get started on this review. So the Raven Cycle series is a quartet. There's 4 books in this series. The first book is The Raven Boys. Second book is The Dream Thieves. Third book is Blue Lily Lily Blue. Fourth book is The Raven King. Forgot to mention the author's name is Maggie Stiefvater. So I'm sure everyone already knows the whole kind of plot of the Raven Cycle series. It's hard for me to even say what it is, it's so convoluted, but the overarching plot of the series is 3 main boys. We have Richard Gansey, who goes by Gansey, we have Adam and Ronan, and basically they're trying to hunt down, or they're trying to, not hunt down, find this ancient Welsh king and ask him to grant Gansey a favor. Along the way, they also meet Blue, who comes from a house full of psychic women. Blue herself isn't technically a psychic, but she's able to amplify others' abilities. So they are basically trying to find this Welsh king, and they also end up finding this magical forest and a magic system called ley lines, and it's their journey trying to find this Welsh king. That was an awful summary, but the reasons why I did not like the series. Starting off with the writing style. I was not a fan of the writing. I feel like this book series can make or break for you depending if you like the writing style. For me, I was not a fan. I am not usually a huge fan of purple prose-y type of writing, where the writing is just so overly descriptive, where it's heavy with all these metaphors, analogies, just a bunch of description, and it's kind of like just cut it and get straight to the point. I feel like the writing did confuse the plot for me more because I could not get into the writing style, and therefore I was not tuning into the plot, and therefore I had no idea what the heck was going on. And it just kind of left me confused as to what is happening in these stories because I'm here trying to decipher what the author wrote. I feel like when you are dealing, or you're writing about the concepts of dreams, reality, and magic, and you're intertwining them together, it's better, this is just my opinion, it's better to be straightforward about it, because dreams, reality, and magic, when you're putting them together, it can be a very confusing thing in itself. So I feel like when you're just kind of adding more confusing writing to the mix, it's kind of a mess. That was my experience with the writing. Second thing was the plot. I really had no idea what was going on. I knew that, you know, the boys and Blue, they were trying to look for this Welsh king, but also it did kind of delve into the stories of Richard Gansey. I need to just call him Gansey. Gansey, it kind of went into Adam's life and Ronan's life, which I found more interesting, and then Blue's life, living with these psychic women, and it did go into those stories, so I felt like that was a great way to develop the characters. But just overall, there were just too many things happening and not enough things happening at the same time, if that makes sense. I feel like, you know, the whole overarching plot of them trying to find the Welsh king, okay, great, you know, but I feel like at the same time there are one too many other side plots happening that were trying to weave its way into the main plot in a kind of a messy way. The characters, the third thing. So the characters were not my favorite. I'm sure all of us can universally agree that Ronan is our favorite character. He was the most interesting. He had the most interesting story overall. I loved his parts in the book. I loved his parts with Adam. I think their whole development, their relationship, their everything, all their scenes were just magical and perfect. But I loved Ronan myself. He was my favorite. If I had to have a favorite character in the series, it had to be Ronan. Adam was also a fun character to watch as he grew and developed throughout the series as well. But there were parts of the book where he was quite annoying and frustrating to have to read about. I definitely did not like Gansey's character. I felt like he had to stick up his ass the whole time. The way he talks, like his dialogue, I just can't equate the way he talks to the way a teenager talks. Now I'm not saying teenagers don't talk like that, I just can't put that together. I feel like there were so many references of him being a king. One other thing the author does is make a lot of king-queen references to the characters. I just don't care. I don't see it. Like, Gansey is very much a leader. I do see those qualities in him. I feel like there's a difference between having leader-like qualities and king-like qualities. So I do see him as having leadership type qualities, but I don't see him as kingly at all. Blue's character I disliked the most. I could not like Blue's character. I could not get into her character. There's nothing about her character that I liked at all. Again, this was another book in which her height references were made a little too much. Like, she's small. She's short in comparison to all the boys and everybody. When people hug her, they pick her up. Like, yeah, she's tiny, she's small, I get it, she never grew up. Also, just Blue's personality and character herself. Like, I did not like her moments with Gansey. I honestly did not like their romance. I didn't even care about their romance. Honestly, I was just rooting for Adam and Ronan the whole time through all the books. I did enjoy the psychic women that Blue lived with. I like them. I wish there was more of them, especially in the Raven King. I really wish there was more of them. I enjoyed like them doing tarot card readings and psychic readings and looking into the future and scrying and stuff like that. I really enjoyed those moments. So yeah, I like their scenes a lot. And to be honest, throughout every book, it was kind of doing this thing that I call peak and valley. So there would be moments of high intense action, and then it just kind of falls, and then it just becomes very steady, and then there's a moment of high intense action again, falls, and then becomes very steady again. So that's kind of how I saw this whole story go. There'd be moments where it's just something random suddenly happens and it's crazy, and then it goes away, that scene ends, and then suddenly we're just on this steady kind of boring path. Also, they just felt so slow paced for me. Again, I think it's due to the writing style. It felt very slow paced. I know I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this because I know that the Raven Cycle series is a beloved series on BookTube. It's something that a lot of people enjoy, and they love the writing, they love the plot, they love the action, they love the characters. And I feel like maybe if I was younger, I would, oh no, I was younger when I read it and I still didn't like it. So I just didn't like it. It didn't vibe with me, and that's okay. Everyone's entitled to their own opinions. So if you've read the Raven Cycle series, please let me know your thoughts on it, if you liked it or you disliked it, and we can discuss. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful morning, night, evening, afternoon, wherever you are, and I'll see you next time. Bye.